Hi everybody, this is Dr. Ellefsen coming to you from Kinesis Health Associates. We're getting into August now, or the end of August, getting close to that return to school time, the time of year that parents all love. And I got my cute little dinosaurs here with me, and we're going to be talking about backpack safety today. So stay tuned, we'll get into that a little more in depth in a moment. Hi, welcome back everybody. This is Dr. Ellefsen again. So what we're looking at today is backpack safety and posture. So this is the last of our four-part series on posture. So one of the most important parts is how do we make sure our posture is good? Well, start in childhood and even maintaining adulthood correction with backpacks. So the old saying goes, as the twig is bent, so grows the tree. The same thing with our children. So our children, it's very, very important to those developmental years and developmental phases. They watch their posture, they watch how they hold themselves. And one of the biggest parts that we tend to fall down on is backpack safety. So we'll be talking about some aspects of backpacks here in a few minutes. When we look at childhood development and growth, the body is very flexible, bends, and takes on the pressures that are placed on it day to day. So poor sitting postures have an impact, as we talked about in our previous sessions, and also, slouching, text neck is even starting to affect young children at this point because so many young people have cell phones and tablets and these other electronic devices. But more than 50% of young people will experience at least one serious episode of low back pain during their teen years. And this is serious. This causes debilitating pain and causes a lot of other issues and causes them to be very concerned about their back, and they become very hesitant in doing specific activities. So if we can prevent those kinds of issues through regular prevention activities such as watching posture and proper backpack safety, it's very important. So when we look at backpacks, there's so many different types of backpacks. We have trekking backpacks. We have small little backpacks just meant for little day trips that you might go to the beach with or you might go to the picnic park with. But when we look at school backpacks, this is where the children carry their basically their lives on their back and forth to school. One of the biggest things we want to do is make sure they're only taking the necessities that they need. Leave what they can leave at school, and maybe in their lockers if they have access to lockers, and just take the things back and forth that they require. So one thing that's very, very important is how to wear your backpack. So when you're wearing a backpack, everybody should know that you do not wear your backpack just on one shoulder. It should be worn on both shoulders. I'm definitely not going to try to stick this little dinosaur backpack on my back because it's not going to fit me. I'll be talking about this little dandy pack here in a moment. But when we look at putting that backpack on, it should fit properly. So when we look at this here, we should be looking at nice curved straps. If we actually look at this backpack here, you'll see this one here has these flimsy little straight straps. This is going to put a lot of pressure onto the shoulder. It's not going to contour to the shoulder. It's going to be pulled out sideways, and it's going to put a lot of stress onto those little shoulders that our children have. And we want to be very careful of that. We want to fit better than what we would see for this here. And because it's so thin and tiny, it's really going to cut into quite a bit too. And also, if we look at it, there's not very much support in this backpack. There's not much padding or support or structure to it. So any books or anything that would be in this backpack will be pushing against the child's back directly and causing pressure points and uncomfortable areas. Another thing we want to do is we don't want to sling it over one shoulder. It might look cool, your child going to school with one backpack, one shoulder strap on the backpack, but this causes a lot of twisting and torquing and serious problems into the back. So looking at a backpack for fitting, we should look at nice curved shoulder straps. Ideally, we want to see a nice clasp that's in the front and a waistband that comes around to sort of carry the weight off of the shoulders and onto the hip area. We don't want backpacks that are too big for our children. So you don't want to put a trekking backpack designed for 50 or 60 liters of gear onto your child's backpack, and when they're grade primary going with a scribbler in their backpack. And so you want to make sure that it does fit and ride properly with them. So make sure that the shoulder widths are proper for the backpack, making sure that it sits just above the bum height when it's down, and make sure that it's fairly snug to the back. But a hand's width is the number that you should be looking at for the distance from the back to the backpack. No more than a hand's width. You should be able to slide a hand just between their back and their backpack if you push it through firmly. So that gives a little bit of breathing room in the back, and it's not too tight to their shoulders at that time. So those things are very important. When you're packing the backpack, make sure that the larger, flatter items are closer to the back and the smaller items work their way out to the front. Use side pockets for things that could poke into them or cause undue distribution of the weight. But another thing to remember too is the weight of a backpack should never exceed 10 to 15% of your child's body weight. And even looking at adulthood too, the weight of your backpack in general should not exceed 10 to 15% of your body weight. If you see a backpack where a child's leaned over like this here, trying to counterbalance the weight, that backpack is too heavy for them. They're going to have to look at other alternatives to do this. And there are other alternatives. You can have little pull-alongs sometimes, which are alternatives that they have to carry some heavier weights or take some heavier things to school with them. Those are things that we see being used at this point. But it is very important to make sure that your child is fitted properly for a backpack. There are many good stores and outlets that do backpack fitting, and also many clinics. So if you do have a chiropractor or physiotherapist that you work with or as part of your family group, make sure you speak with them and actually ask them to discuss with you and give you recommendations and may look at how the backpack is fitting on your child. And speaking of that, we actually have on September the 9th at our clinic, we are doing a backpack fitting. So if any of your children have backpacks, or if you're looking even for yourself, maybe you're trekking or hiking, you want to make sure that you're fitting that backpack properly. At 7 p.m. on that Monday, September the 9th, we will be doing backpack fitting. So you can visit our website at kinesishealth.ca under the events section. You can actually register it. There's no fee for this. And I'll be there doing the backpack fitting. I'll have a couple of people working with me just to make sure the kids, and we'll have a few treats and things to give out to the kids when they're here that night. So feel free to contact us, and you can give us a call also at 902-464-2225. Take care, and all the best for your health.